Hi guys and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Coachman Pastiche 545. These are essentially a basic run through of how to get yourself set up as if you were getting on or off site. Starting off first, you've got your black hitch head at the front, which you have to have pulled up with this black lever here to then wind down the jockey wheel onto the tow ball. Now when that is on, that will push up this red button exposing the green ring, which means it's then on. Got your handbrake just here, and then it is fitted with, if I can get it in, there we go, 13 pin electric. So if you do have 7 pin adaptation for your car, make sure to bring yourself an adapter. You may lose a couple of functions such as your alcohol ATC and fridge chilling. Then we are using our test equipment today here, so I've got a red propane gas bottle with an in-date gas hose which connects on to this regulator just here. Hand tighten that as much as you can and then just nip it up using a spanner. You don't want it ridiculously tight. Once both sides are firmly connected, twist the gas bottle into the positive direction. 2 points either side, 2 points at your back. You have inserts for your legs. The caravan itself comes with a leg winder, or you can get yourself a 19mm drill bit and a power drill, and then just wind it down. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs. That's what we use for stabilisation. Coming round to the other side, start off first. You've got your flume here. Your flume is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice and clean. Then you've got your water pump just here. So to push it in, and then it just connects. To remove it, press in on the trigger and pull out just like so. You have this plastic cap here to go over the top of the acroll to make sure no nastiness gets in. And then right at the bottom you have your strainer. Your strainer, it's very crucial that that sits at the bottom of the barrel, as otherwise that will just gas through air. You can see what the previous owners have done. They have fitted some PVC tubing to ensure that this is straight, because these do have a little bit of a tendency to curl up. So just make sure that sits nice at the bottom, push it in, make sure there's no kinks, and then press in. It can't be removed without pressing in the trigger. Then next to it you've got your battery locker. This example already has a battery installed, and it does have the battery spanner just there. If you lose that, you'll need either a 12 or 13mm spanner to connect the terminals onto. Then you've got your mains, just slots in like so. Then you've got a little bit of a cutout just so that you can feed it through and lock it up. Motor mover we will go over on collection. Then lastly, you've got your toilet function. So on top you've got your flush tank. Get yourself something like a watering can or something like that to feed into it. It can hold 12 litres, however I wouldn't recommend putting in any more than 10, as you don't want it to overfill. You can also add a little bit of pink chemical, which works as a bleach without being corrosive and ultimately makes it smell a bit nicer. Underneath here you have 2 inserts, and that is where your wastewater will come out of. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to then feed into a waste master that you can then empty out at the appropriate point on the site. And just here you've got your cassette toilet. So once this is full and you need to remove it, press up on the orange handle, pull out just like so. You can also extend that out and it works on like a bit of a carry-on suitcase almost. Get your empty point on side, twist that head to the side, take off the cap just like so. And what you want to do is tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually press in this button here to vent. Then, this is only a recommendation, but if you want it to smell a bit nicer, feed in some fresh water into that compartment there, a little bit of the shake, and again tilt and vent. Then on this cap here you have measurements in both imperial and metric. That is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical slots onto this point just here. Twist the head to the side, push it back just like so, so that orange handle sits behind those white teeth. Now you don't want to travel with either of these two full, so to fully empty the flush compartment, you've got this component just here. The caravan itself will be fully drained off before it leaves. Then underneath your right hand side bed, you have your boiler just here, and you can see just at the back there you have that yellow toggle. That yellow toggle is your drain valve. Now, to drain off the caravan has to be in the vertical position. To allow the flow of water to come through, it needs to be in the horizontal position as it is now. When the caravan leaves, it will be in the vertical position, so do check before you come to use it, because otherwise you will just be putting in water for it to come straight out. Here you've got your mobile alarm system. You have some components for the actual water pump itself to flow through into the boiler and the retrospective areas. You've got this blue box, which is the brain box for the motor mover. So ever need to do a reset, you have to essentially take off this panel, however it's all set up. Then you've got your solar panel controller just there. And lastly, pull this down, you've got all your trips and all your fuses. All your fuses in the correct position and all your trips in the upright position. Don't have to do anything with these, however I would always recommend for you to carry some spare fuses inside your caravan just in case one were to blow. Then just here we have your main control panel. For this is the control panel for everything bar your heating and hot water. You've got your master on and off switch just here. You've got lights for inside the caravan just there. You've got awning light just there, as you can see, that's all nice and working. Then you've got volts. This will tell you the amount of power coming into the caravan. Now when you're plugged in with mains, it will tell you how much is coming in through the mains, which right now is like 13.2. Then when you just plugged in with the battery, it will tell you how much is coming from the battery. Then you've got your pump button just here, so when it's down you can see that light is active. Make sure you have your drain valve in the correct position. And if you've not used the caravan in a little while, I'd recommend waiting about 2 to 3 minutes just to allow water to circulate through. You might hear it buzz in slightly. Then once it's in and on, come over to your taps, open up your tap, both hot and cold. What you're looking for is that nice steady continuous stream. Let it run for about 30 seconds and you want that nice steady stream. If there's any coughs or splutters, go outside, check and make sure that the strainer is 1, set at the bottom of the barrel, and 2, you have plenty of water in your system, and that the drain valve is in the correct position. Well, you can see nice and steady, just like that. A little bit of power to it, but simple as that. So just quick summary of this panel: master on and off, water pump, lights, awning light, voltage reading. Then just here we have your other control panel. So this is for your heating and hot water. So this is its home screen here. Press menu and it comes to this screen. This top one is for the internal temperature of the caravan. So right now it's set to 27. It takes around about an hour for it to fully kick in. Then you can just go up and down in 0.5. Whatever you set it to, it's the temperature it'll get to. Then you've got that shower icon. So this is for the water temperature. Right now you can see that the bar isn't full in the slightest, meaning that there's no water heat, meaning that hot water isn't active. You can have it midway, which will get the water temperature to around about 40 or 50 degrees, or you can have it on full. Now what that does, it boosts the water and prioritizes it over the heating for about 15 minutes. Once them 15 minutes are up, it will drop it back down to halfway. Essentially, it boosts the temperature to 60 degrees for 15 minutes and then drops it down. So ideal if you want to use a shower or something like that in the morning. Then you've got your energy source. So you can either run strictly gas by pressing in there, electric with 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. Now do be aware that some sites don't have 3 kilowatt capacity, or you can run a mixture of 1, 2 or 3 with gas. Then you've got some additional settings by pressing in that cog button. In fact, just got your beep on and off button just there. Not going to go through these with you, as we have set it to what we believe is the best way to control it. However, if you'd like to have a look inside your book packs, please do so, as some people like to change it slightly. Then to turn off this panel, press that button there, switches it off, turn it back on, just press in, easy as that, no press and holding. Then just here we have your hob, grill and oven. Now, when you first get plugged into gas, this is the first thing I would say for you to test. Come over to this. Everything works on gas minus the electric plate. Electric plate just spin to whatever gas mark you need. Everything else you have to press in on the dial, twist it to the side, that will begin to feed gas through, and then press your igniter. Standard to any sort of gas cooker that you might have home. And this is what it looks like when they're all lit. As you can see, nice blue clean continuous flames. Shut that off, put it back to the central position. Then for the grill, and as you can see, both sides nice and lit. Finally, the oven. Let's see if I can do with one hand, see if I'm all trick. And there you go, the oven nice and lit. Then, only other real thing to note, you want to travel with this glass sheet down. However, don't put it down until all of these burners are cold to the touch. Now, I'm not recommending for you to go ahead and start touching that after you've just used it, but just wait and just make sure that it's not hot, because that can shatter. Then just here we have your fridge operation. So turn this on, you press and hold on this button just here. It will flash up LED, and then go to its most recent memory. Come to the side slightly, which you can see was mains on full capacity. You've got a side to side button here, and then this button in the center. So press and hold this grey button in the center. It will begin to flash up, and you can choose your source. So you've either got mains, battery. Now that battery is not for leisure battery, that is for when you're plugged in with 13-pin electrics. If you select that, a hazard will come on. Gas or auto. Auto will automatically choose what source the fridge thinks is best to use. So let's select gas by pressing the button there, and then you've got the amount of power coming into the fridge. The more bars, the more power, the quicker it's going to chill. And then to select it again, press in on that icon. Now, as I have selected gas, you will gradually begin to hear the gas tick in. And once it's finished ticking, that means it's nice and lit. Change the source, let's say back to mains, select, and it will get lit on mains. You know the fridge is active when there's that little LED. This will naturally fade away so it doesn't disturb you whilst you sleep. And to turn it off, press and hold in, turn itself off, no more LED. Then lastly, we've got your toilet operation, which you might say is bog simple. Press in this button on the top, and you can hear that motor. That motor is what will push around any water inside the flush tank. Then to remove whatever waste you have inside there, press away, opens up to your cassette toilet, put it back and shuts it up. Nice and easy like that. When the cassette toilet is full, there'll be a red icon come up underneath that one to tell you to go and empty it.